Yo, what's up, my people? Good afternoon, family. Monday, April 21st. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with Him all things is possible. Yes, sir. No Duck Zone episode is sponsored by Matchbow. Follow Matchbow on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Shout out to my man Shannon Brown and Vision Sports Management. Shout out to my man John Boy Belton. Follow him on Facebook and Instagram. What's up, y'all? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my people. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? I hope everybody's feeling thankful. I hope everybody's feeling appreciated. I hope everybody's feeling blessed for seeing another day. I mean, Monday afternoon. Yes, 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 yes. We're gonna get into this boxing talk. Wasn't too sure if I was gonna go on today, y'all. Yesterday was supposed to be my original day. And this morning, I'm sorry for everybody who's looking forward to hearing the morning chop up. Uh, I needed to sleep a little longer, but of course, that'll continue tomorrow. At some point, the morning chop up might change. Depends on sometime mornings I have things to do, so there's gonna be times you guys are gonna probably miss out on it. But I'll try to do everything in my power to make up for it. Shouts to everybody out there traveling too, man. And hope everybody enjoyed their Easter weekend, and some people who's still enjoying their Easter. Shout outs to all y'all, man. My Easter was pretty much quiet, with the fam and all, but shouts to everybody traveling, man. Y'all make it to where y'all went to for Easter and make it back home safe. Um, I don't know if we got a fight week this week, but I know we do have one coming up. I don't believe that's next week or the week after. I didn't really check the calendar, but I know we got this May 2nd fight coming up. We got Romero and we got Ryan Garcia. So let's get into it. All right, so for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. This is where it goes down at No Duck Zone podcast. Okay. Oh boy, Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia. Now I remember about a year ago or two, probably a little bit before the Ryan and Devin Haney fight. This fight was brought to my attention. Um, I just would have thought that it would have happened at 35. Uh, and then it didn't. Sometimes some fights are not made to happen right then and there. I know that because we all think that they were in the same weight class, and why didn't they ever fight then? Hey, don't ask me. I wouldn't know. So here it is. It's 2025, and we got these two guys that you can't put them in the same class as far as behavior. Um, it's totally different. If this was Tiafimo versus Ryan, then I'll say, oh, they might have similarities, which I'm hoping to see that down the road. Um, I don't want to sit here and too much discredit Ryan. I don't want to go out my way to do that. A lot of people will, they'll say, well, not discredit him, but because of what happened with him and the whole Devin Haney, which it didn't sit well with me. That pissed me off to the high level of festivity. But we're not going to cry over spilled milk. Some people feel like he shouldn't even be back in the boxing, but whatever. He served his time, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I don't even. I think this is his second fight back. He had another his first fight. This is not even his first fight back. This would be his second. Be honest. When he fought on that show that nobody even. I don't think they even watched. Um. So when I first heard about this, DP Baka, what's up? When I first heard about this, I'm like, Romero and Ryan Garcia. When I first looked at how they was doing this whole card and they were putting them on Times Square, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's the joke? Because I'm thinking, okay, the press conference is in Times Square. So, but when they kept saying the fight was in Times Square, I'm like, there's no venues in Times Square. Like, I wouldn't consider the Palladium. Like, you can do some in Palladium. You could actually put a boxing show in the Palladium, but I'm like, okay, this is not happening in the Palladium. So, where possibly could they be doing this? Somebody's like, yo, they're gonna be doing it in the middle of Times Square. And I'm like, yo, you gotta be fucking kidding me, until I go to the press conference, Fatal Fury press conference, and they're like, yeah, man, they're gonna be doing like you gotta be kidding me. But when I look at all the names and I looked at these two, and I go, okay, this is not bad. This is something that we actually look forward um, to see how Ryan will do after coming off what he's coming off. I believe Rolly was stopped in his last fight, if I'm not mistaken. I think after Pitbull, I don't think Rolly fought again. So it's to see how he comes back from that. Rolly's not everybody's favorite fighter, but the one thing I like about Rolly is that Rolly comes to fight. You don't have to be crazy about his style. You don't even have to be crazy about him. A lot of people say, yo, because he sounds like Mike Tyson when he talks. Well, all that other stuff I don't pay attention to. The one thing I could sit there and say about him is that he comes to fight. But there's, sometimes he might come in a little too confident, and that can cost you. Ryan, he also comes to fight, and he depends on that left hook to get you out of there, which he has a devastating left hook. Now, people are already making predictions about this, and which is good, but then it kind of aggravates me because it kind of takes away from the fight and it makes you not want to watch it. Because if we always have to just not break down the fight, but if we just have to throw the prediction in there so quick, and we go, yeah, well, we know who's gonna win that. Ryan's gonna win it. So there's no point in talking about that fight because Ryan's gonna win it. And I'm like, well, that defeats the purpose of like if we just look at all fights like that, it makes it boring to even because y'all don't be want to talk about it because y'all be want to get into other shit that at this point that it wouldn't matter. Um, am I giving? Well, I give everybody a shot. Well, Rolly, I can't sit there and say, well, I'm just not going to give him no shot. That he's just going to get his ass handed to him. I can't, you know, do all that. I'm not going to be that person. I mean, whatever happens May 2nd, it happens. I always try to give a man a chance. I'm sure Rolly knows what he's up against. Underrated, what's up? Rolly knows what he's up against. If they sparred, what was that? They said 6 years ago. Hold on, man. This is another thing too, yo. Before I continue with this, because we had this happen with Shakur And Devin, we had it happen with Tank and Devin. Let's get something right, and we had it happen with other guys. Because this is where y'all make me sick when y'all do this. Stop going back to the sparring, and this even goes for me, because I got caught doing it, caught myself doing it. We can't be going back to the sparring and saying because what we saw in sparring, that means that person could whoop that person's ass now when there's some shit that happened 6 to 8 years ago. And when we talking about when people are kids and they're not even pros yet. So that's the first thing we run into. They sparred at 18 to 19. They sparred at 15, 16. And here it is. These guys are damn near 30. Damn near 30, 26, 27, 28 years old. This is how I know y'all don't know anything. Well, if you beat him in sparring 6 years ago, 8 years ago, he should be able to. As if sparring's a real fight. It's called sparring, genius. So it's something totally different. That's like NBA players playing in practice and be like, yo, we bust your asses in practice. That doesn't mean you're gonna do it in the real game. But a lot of y'all take that and you run with it. This one for me, I like a lot of different things about this fight. Besides it just being in the middle of Times Square. Being in the middle of Times Square is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Shout out to Turkey Alley Sheik for Eddie Hearn and for everybody for even coming up with that. Shout outs to y'all, man, because this is the first time in history this is being done. My brother Underrated can tell you the closest we get to seeing a fight in the middle of Times Square is actually people. Actually seeing people, street fight. That's the closest we get to a fight in Times Square. But to actually have something professional is unheard of. The whole card is great, but this Rolly and Ryan really makes me sit back and think and go, okay, something amazing is going to happen this night, and just to be there to witness it, to be a part of it, is going to be super dope. I just can't wait. Underrated, the number one grinder, the best kept secret on social media, my Brooklyn brother. What up?
What up, man? Bronx fam in the building. What's good?
Yeah, yeah, you know me, man. You know me, man. Just maxing and relaxing. I was waiting for a good time to go live because I'm like, man, I was tired. I was like, yeah, let me pick today to go live. Let me pick 6 o'clock. It was a good time to go live.
Hmm.
We're just talking this Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia May
Yeah,
2nd. I decided with
yeah.
that because he wasn't gonna pick up after the Gabriel Fedora when I'm like I don't feel like getting on that. Um, we'll touch bases on that at another time. But being that this fight is coming up, now I'm trying to think now. Would this be the last week of April, or would next week would be the last week of April?
Well, partially be the next week, April.
Next week, right?
Partially.
Partially. So April goes up to what, 30?
The 30th.
31. 30, right?
30th. The 30th, yes.
So damn, we got the Times Square joint next week?
Yeah.
Oh, oh, holy cow. Yeah, I gotta step it up.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I'll talk you off the line about that. Definitely.
Yeah, so I didn't realize, yeah, because this week we're supposed to find out if we got our credentials, which Wednesday is the 23rd, which is it's dope. Oh, I gotta step my game up. That's crazy. Um, so wow, that's I'm mesmer I'm shocked by that now. So anyway, Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia, like I was saying earlier, underrated before you came in, that we were talking about this was a fight that many of us was talking about seeing when they were both were at 35.
Mm.
but it didn't happen. And I think they're doing this at, I don't know if this is exactly at 47. It might be like 44, 40, 43, whatever. It's still 47. It ain't 40 they doing it at. So now here it is. Um give me your thoughts on this give me your thoughts on this fight and give me your thoughts on the individuals.
Well, none of them I really don't care about. I gotta make up a names for them, but um, Garcia, I really don't. I'll give them names. That's gonna be probably before my birthday, after my birthday. Romy,
Yeah.
Garcia. Well, his training still
No, his drain is not bullet. Um Broly, Jesus Christ, who trained Broly? But I know it's definitely not Bullet anymore. That relationship been ended. I
right.
feel like he should get Bullet back.
That's what I did. That's what I'm
Like, I
asking
don't
you.
know. Like, I don't know. I'm only speaking on what I've saw. And for his last maybe 2 to 3 fights, and maybe some people might not agree. They might say Bullet don't make a difference, but I don't know. Uh, Jesus, if I could have Bullet on here, I really would talk to him about it. Because I would love to know what he thinks about it. But I don't remember who's training Rolly. Don't remember who's in there. But some people would say it wouldn't matter because they go, he's still gonna lose the Ryan. And I'm like, why don't y'all just like don't water down the fight before it get a chance to happen? Because we always so quick to judge, and it's like it's no fun. You just jump in there and you go, this person's gonna lose. Even if
Right.
it's so, even if it's so, you want to make it interesting. It's like, come on, let's not do that. Um,
I think it's gonna be an interesting fight. I think I think boxing. We felt. I mean, not us, but the rest of the people felt to say anything could happen. I mean, but I give a slight edge to Garcia.
Yeah, the slight edge to him. There could be a time Rolly could catch him with something.
There you go. And right, and we already seen that when Garcia fights and everything, his defense is very suspect at times. He don't know how to roll with the punches. His
Yeah,
foot, I mean his when he move his feet is heavy. As in boxing, you gotta have light feet. So and he's on. Sometimes his punches is not precise. It's very wild. So that means that at times it could be openness and stuff like that. So
yeah. If he just so happens to swing wild, he can get caught with something. But uh, I'll say that they both are going to be throwing punches that we're going to be timing to see who catches who first. Because I
yeah.
told people you have to give Rolly some type of credit, rather if you like him or not. Rather if you think he has great footwork or not. Anybody, you can get caught. Listen, check it, right? If for these people that this is how you know people don't know shit about boxing, right? And I don't want to do this comparison, but it kind of I'm gonna do this. It's like you remember watching Ricardo Mayorga
Mm-hmm.
and how wild he was,
Yes.
and you would say, "Damn, man, how do you beat a guy like that?" But even with him fighting the way you do, when he fought Vernon Forrest and actually beat him, we were
Mm-hmm.
shocked.
Right.
We were shocked
Because
because we
we
like,
were
oh,
shocked. Because we were shocked to see the fact because we figured that the late great Vernon Forrest was better fundamentally sound of
yes,
everything what he do. And like I say, for sometimes you can't do sometimes anything can happen. So I'm just saying, I mean, that's why I get Garcia a slight edge because he can get caught. I'm saying like in Raleigh play, I mean, if he don't play head game, I mean not head game. If he would just stick to the fight, and I'm just saying if he willing to trade, and then Garcia is not didn't learn from anything, he didn't get caught now.
Yeah.
And that could be a difference and stuff, you know. So
Um, I always give a man a chance. Try to. Nobody wanted to give Lamar Roach a chance against Tank, right? Everybody like, yo, he's going to sleep in this round, that round. The man ended up going whole 12 rounds. Now everybody's like, oh my God, when's the rematch? You know what I'm saying? Um, I try to give every man a chance as possible. But this one I mean, the other two fights I'm hype about, but I'm looking at this one and I'm like, yeah, okay. Besides this is Arnold Barbosa and Tiafimo, or Telefuckos, what you like to call them.
Mhm.
I still think that name is hilarious.
I get some real money one day, man. I'm gonna pay for. I'm calling that shit, man. Like yo.
Every time I hear that name, I be like, bro, I can't. I'll be wanting to collapse because now when I see him, the only thing I can do is look at him and laugh. Like, 'cause all I got is that name in my head. I'll be like, all right, you can't laugh right now. This is not the time for it. You gotta straighten that shit up. But I see that and
Yeah.
I'll be dead ass laugh like, yo, underrated is the worst. But um, which if this goes the way everybody says it is, um, I got something interesting that I need to talk about because if this goes well or however we think it's going to go, smoke session, what up? I want to see if we get a if we get a Ryan versus Tiafimo. Now,
Now, now we talking.
they will call that fight the battle of the races.
Yeah.
That's what people will call it. But before we could even jump to that, which I'm gonna say that for another time, I look at this Rolly and Ryan. I like it
Yeah.
because this is more of a must win. You know what? I can't say for I can't I say it's probably more of a must win for Ryan only because of the rematch. But I don't know. I think he's still getting the rematch, rather if he loses against Rolly or not, if I'm not mistaken. Because I don't want to say this is more of a must win for him because of the Devin fight. But I know for Rolly, after getting stopped the way he did by Pitbull Cruz,
Yeah.
you don't want to move down in the rankings.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a probably a must win for Roly. And I think if Roly pulled this out, has to be another conversation. There has to be another conversation. Who Roly gonna be next? If he move the upper echelons and fight the man Telefino, Devin Haney,
Yeah. Well,
others.
I know
So
there's. I think the if I'm not mistaken, I think the Tiafimo, and I spoke about it before. I think Tiafimo and Arnold Barbosa is the only fight on that card that's at 40.
mhm.
Everybody else is 47,
Right.
which is crazy. Uh, a lot of guys would be, Ramirez, Devin, um, Rolly, Ryan will all be making their debut at their new weight. Um, which is it's pretty amazing to see that. I look at Rolly's style and then I look at Ryan's style. You know me, I don't break down styles too well because I don't really like. I like to do it my way and just say that. Um, Rolly knows what he needs to watch out for, and Ryan knows what he needs to look for. If that makes sense,
Yes.
he knows what he needs to look for, and Ryan knows and Rolly knows what he needs to watch out for. He knows that. He knows what he needs. Oh no, let me watch him. He gonna try that left. He might try to bully me. Might try to, you know what I mean? And it's gonna be a dog fight because Rolly comes to fight.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And he likes to be aggressive.
yeah, and right, and that's the thing that that's what I said. What I said a few minutes ago. That yeah, Rolly, he gonna come straight up, and this is the that should be concerned about Garcia. Are you gonna be patient enough in your movement? Are you gonna be patient if he come in? Are you working with other punches in your repertoire? Are you work? Yeah, are you working? Go to the body. You know he can come straight up. So there's gonna be openings for Garcia if he will. I say if he will to trade, but I'm just saying that he had to be fundamentally sound when he throw punches because God forbid if he throw a wide, really comes that it's gonna be quite a few openings for him for Rolly against Garcia and Garcia, we see he has, we gotta say this. He still got a questionable chin and stamina.
Yeah.
So we got so I mean like, but I still get a little edge to Garcia, but yeah, that's what I see. So it remains to be seen. But both of them, it's gonna be a good fight and everything. And I just want to see that both of them had learned from their losses and which one that's gonna will themselves to the
Um,
win.
Rolly has been knocked down. He's been stopped. You know, Ryan was only stopped what one time because he took that body shot. But the fight was stopped. However you look at it, I think Rolly has a lot more to. To me, I just feel like he got a lot more on the line
Yeah,
because let's just say Ryan was to lose this, he's gonna still gonna go on. He's still gonna go on to get probably a lot more opportunities than Rolly would.
yeah. You're right. It's a must. Yeah, right. It's a must win. Really, yeah. It's a must
It's a
win.
mess. I mean, and people can look at it different, and that's okay. I'm not. Oh, you doing this because you don't like Ryan? No, I'm just trying to. I'm just telling you how I'm looking at it. Nobody else might not look at it like that, and that's okay. You ain't gonna get no
Right.
debate. You're not gonna get no debate from me over here because we don't do that over here.
No, but the thing is that Rolly has suffered two brutal losses.
And the last one was really brutal because had they not stopped it, Pitbull was gonna put him out of his misery almost.
Right. And so he could so think about it. Rolly gonna come there. This is a must win. This all
Yeah,
for nothing. This all for nothing for me. Because if I lose this, I'm not saying we not saying that he's not gonna get opportunities, but he
yeah.
gonna get knocked down in the rankings. So we gotta talk about he gonna be maybe in the I said I guess like in the ranking maybe 10th, 11th, or 12th, and he had to work his way back. Being the top five or championship
Because
aspirations.
this
And
would be listen, for a lot of y'all right now, I'm telling y'all right now, for a lot of y'all right now that scream that he ain't fought nobody, stop it. He has Tank on his resume. He has
mm-hmm.
Pitbull. Now he has Ryan.
That's
So you
Ryan.
some of y'all might say, well, that's only three fighters. But so what? As if
That's
Ryan has also had Tank, Devin, and now he's getting Rolly.
right.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And you know what else I like Ryan? No, excuse me. I like Rolly because Rolly stays. And whenever you look at him, he look like he stays in shape.
Yeah.
He never looks
And
out of
that,
place.
right. And at the same time, Garcia hasn't. He has been he has not been in shape, and he just go by. He internet queen instead of work out
Um,
and everything. And so he come into fights out of shape. And also when we're not gonna get into what he had done because that's the
yeah,
past and everything. But he had to, but you know, at this part of his career, he has to be more smart. He had to hire nutritionists. He had to be more dedicated to he had to the craft that
yeah,
everything comes with it, and he has it. So that's also that I'm looking for too. Are you go really concentrate really on boxing now? Because you know there's opportunities in the weight class now for him. So or you just want to still be a internet queen, and you think you just gonna just go by your skill. And Rawley could upset. I'm saying if he beats. I mean, let's think about this. If Rawley beats Garcia, I mean, not, I mean, like, beat them, and make a point. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm saying it first on my brother No Duck Zone podcast. You hear from No One Grinder. It has to be another conversation because now you got to move Rolly up. It doesn't take away Garcia because he gonna have opportunities. But Rolly now, if he beat Garcia, there has to be another conversation.
I
Y'all
feel,
gotta pay attention.
I feel like they'll be screaming for some type of rematch if they do, because I swear, certain people, like certain of the top guys that's popular than the other guys, right? When they beat you, and the first thing is, why give him a rematch for what? What am I
Right.
rematching him for? You know what I mean? But then when they lose, they'll scream for it. I don't
Yeah.
even think this is for a belt. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think this is for a belt. So at this point, that probably wouldn't even matter anything about a rematch. But yeah, if he did that, that would be a shocker,
Yeah.
right? Because nobody's expecting it. We've been talking about Ryan versus Rolly from back in 35.
Yeah.
So you talking about from 2, 3 years ago, maybe. So
Yeah.
to see that it's happening, and even back then, some people were like, "Nah, man, Ryan will whoop his ass," and I'm like, "Okay, we're still saying it," but I'm like, it's going to be a better fight. Listen, if they didn't think that it would be, I don't think they would put Rolly in this position.
Right.
Um, and people go, yeah, they put him in that position because they want to see him get his ass whipped, and I'm like, no, I don't think Ryan knows what's up because they sparred together, so they obviously been, they've been around each other. You know what I mean? But just because what happened in sparring, that doesn't mean you can beat me in a real one.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
Totally different.
it's totally different.
Totally
But
different.
if Ryan had no interest in Rolly, it just would have been like, nah, man, I don't want him. Give
Right.
me somebody
Exactly.
else.
But this fight here, that's gonna tell a lot about for me. Number one, I gotta repeat this again. Move up the rankings of championship aspirations, and also put themselves within the upper echelons.
Yeah,
That I believe that like I'm saying, if Rolly pulled this off now, I don't want to hear nothing. I'm just saying, y'all. I mean, y'all had to like hold up here. We then Rolly could be in some. He could be a peak. He could be in some fights that could be legendary,
dangerous.
make major legendary. So and that and for the sport and especially in that weight class, that's great.
And hopefully he continues to be at that weight because, some people will say, it's too much for me. I'm going back down.
Right.
And then you like, oh, shit. But you can't get mad at them because it might feel good when you putting on the weight. Nah, but when you have to use that weight, it's like, oh, God. My brother G5 Gabe, my Dallas brother. What up? When
B5 in the
you
building.
you
Salute
have
to
to
you.
lose that when you have to use that weight, it's different. Um, so when you hear fighters go, I'm gonna go back down and wait, because
Yeah.
they're telling you they would know because they've competed at that weight for a certain amount of years. You got some guys who compete 3, 4 years, maybe 5 years at that weight, so they know when the weight is not for them anymore and they need to move up, or they know when
Mhm.
I move up, nah, this ain't for me. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and go back down to
Yeah.
the original weight that I was. I My thing is this: I want people to not just look at it like Rolly's gonna go in there and get his ass knocked out, and Ryan's gonna listen. The worst thing we can do is try to predict the prediction before the prediction even comes. If you get what I mean, you know what I mean. We just we treat these fights of yo. I'm not even really interested in breaking the fight down. I'm more interested in just saying who was gonna win, and that's not what boxing talk is about. We are going to, voice our opinions of who we feel like is the better fighter and who will come out on top. But if you just ready to say, you know what, I don't care what y'all talking about. It's gonna be Ryan. And let's just say if Ryan does come out to be the winner. But what if Rolly makes him work for it?
Mhm.
I won't even credit him on that. Oh man, all that don't matter. Ryan whooped his ass. And I'm like, y'all don't know nothing when it comes to this sport.
And also too, let's build on that point too. How about if Ryan win a split decision? You know what I'm saying? That could be good. I mean, it's third loss in a row, but they probably, it's going to be some fights like, you know, he lasts that long with us. Yeah, man. And then at the
Um,
same time, it could be a gift and a curse and everything. I ain't gonna go. Well, I fight Rolly, and I probably get knocked out. But I'm just saying, like, I think when it comes down to it, brother, this fight coming up, who's gonna be the one to be ready? That's for
yeah,
me. Who's gonna be ready? That's all it is.
whose condition is going to be up? Um, which none of them are never where I see them where they look like they gassing out.
Right.
I mean, anybody can get tired, but I don't think I see anybody gassing out. So yeah, it shouldn't be no issue in that department.
No, no, that could
Um,
be an issue.
I think they both will be in tremendous shape. Um, I'm like I said, the reason why this makes sense also is to see what next step did they take after this. I want to see how Rody looks after coming off what he's coming off. Excuse me, Ryan. I want to see what Ryan looks after coming off what he's coming off. And also, yeah, I said it right. After Roly's coming off what he's coming off too. He that fight with Pitbull was whew,
Yeah, that
Jesus.
was that was something.
And I was excited about that. And for some reason I was leaning towards Roly because I figured he was the bigger guy and he would I don't know, he would just box Pitbull face off. Not to say I wanted to see Pitbull lose, because I like Pitbull. And I heard originally Pitbull was supposed to be in this fight in Ryan. So for whatever reason why that didn't happen, I think it has something to do with weight, because there's no way we want to see Pitbull at 144 pounds in there. And Pitbull already probably walks around at God knows what. He's fighting at 40, but
Right,
God
the
only
catch that
knows.
catch weight is a mother.
Yeah, man, God only knows what Pitbull walks around at. For
Right.
anything we know, Pitbull could be shit 150 pounds for what we know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He could be 150, like Jesus Christ. Who knows? He could be 147 for what we know. But it's when you think about it, it makes perfect sense to see this though, to have
Yeah.
this fight. And it shows us too. If we be just a little patient, we'll get what we looking for. Um, there's certain fights that can be made, and then there's those where it's like, that fight right now is in the oven. It's cooking. We're not ready to take it out. Obviously, this was one of the fights that was in the oven, and now it's out, along with the other two. That makes me anxious to see it. But I think this one will be it'll be great. It'll be great. And I just can't wait to the outcome of it, man. Like I said, when I first heard about it, I was like, yeah, man, let's get it. This is gonna be a damn good one.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna be a damn good one, and I just can't wait. Um, but your honest opinion though, what do you think are Rolly's chances?
I think, to be honest with you, Rolly come with a T. We talk about this throughout the years and everything. When a boxer has a they lost consecutive fights, they know what they know their timing is running out. And I'm not gonna say Rolly is gonna be desperate, but he knows I gotta be in tip top shape. I know that whatever I need to do, I gotta go do it. And I feel, despite how I feel about Rolly as a person, but I feel that he gonna be ready. I believe that he's gonna be ready. And the way I hear people talk about Garcia, oh, he gonna wash, roll it away. Nah, 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 nah. Like I always said, boxing is unpredictable. Anything can happen. So it would not shock me. I could be wrong. I'd be wrong, but it would not surprise me that Rolly is gonna be very motivated. And I hope Garcia be motivated too, because I don't think we gonna see the same Rolly as we see in the past. And he knows that if I knocked off Garcia, there are some fights that could come to me. And so I believe that Rolly is gonna be motivated. And I just hope that he just stick to the plan. Just stick to the plan and just stay with the plan. Stay with the plan. But I believe he gonna be very, very motivated. Cause you go three in a
Yeah,
row about that's something like that putting you back. I'm not saying
yeah,
that he's
yeah,
coming, but that's gonna put him back in the way how the weight class is right now. So he's gonna be motivated. I believe he's gonna be motivated, and he should. And Garcia, he has to be ready for anything that Rolly comes. Because if not, I mean,
yeah.
hey, yeah, he
Um,
Garcia.
coming back and being gun shy can happen because even though he didn't get knocked out, sometimes being gun shy, you don't always have to get knocked out. Sometimes you
Right.
just get hit with punches where you get overwhelmed and you didn't know how to respond back to those punches, or you just got punched the fuck out where it was like you couldn't respond. Um, and that's the thing that concerns me when I see fighters go through that, and I see fighters get stopped, and I wonder, okay, how are they gonna come back?
Right.
Um, and do how could they make what the last fight look like a fluke? You know, because some people will go, "Oh, that was just one bad fight that person had." And if you come back and you look 10 times worse than what you did in that fight before, it's like, what excuses you got? So the question becomes is, how do I get over that? How
Right.
do I get
Besides
over this?
that,
How do I get over this loss? Um, and you gotta, there's that's why it's called the game plan. You gotta do better than what you did in that fight. We got to go back to the drawing board. We got to fix this. If there was the jab, if it was the footwork, if it was moving to certain parts of the ring where I confuse my opponent that he's not used to me doing, then go ahead and then let me allow myself to do that. Because I don't like to
Right.
see fighters. I don't like to see fighters become gatekeepers, especially before they time. I remember watching Gamboa, right, and saying Gamboa is a bad motherfucker. I said Gamboa is a bad dude, and it seemed like after Crawford, shit, it just went down the drain for him.
Yeah.
I seen Tank get a hold of him. Then we seen Devin Haney get a hold of him. I said, "Oh, come on!" At this point, they just treating my man like they just throwing my man to anybody right now. And when somebody becomes a gatekeeper, right, underrated, how much credit can you give that person, right? Because it's like, yo, all right, man. How much of credit do you give the opponents for taking the fight against the gatekeeper? And it's like, even though it's to keep that man busy or it's to keep that other fighter busy, that guy might be in just because he need a check. The other guy might be in because he need to stay busy. And it's like, how much credit do I give this motherfucker for beating this dude, knowing that 5 dudes already done smoked him?
Yeah. And at the same
It's
time, right
that's
at the
something
same
that people don't. I don't hear people talk about that a lot. How I just
yeah,
broke it down, at least I don't remember hearing it. It's you know what I mean. If we don't want fighters to become, we don't want fighters to become gatekeepers, right? But we also don't like them because some people become gatekeepers maybe late in their career.
right.
But for the ones where it start off early, it's bad,
It's
right?
real bad. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
bad
because
because by the time you 35, you might be finished
right, and when you become a
if you make it
gatekeeper,
to that.
right, it really diminish your record, but it really diminish your your image. And so people say,
Yeah,
"Oh yeah, I can get a win." You know what I'm saying? I give them a nice
yeah.
bag. I know this is a win right here, and so that's the thing that's a good point to make, and that's what I'm saying. If Rolly lose his fight, is it safe to say that early in his career he become a gatekeeper, or he bounced back and beat Garcia? And how about Garcia go for the rematch, right? And he lose a rematch to Haney. Now the question is Garcia going to become a gatekeeper?
No, I don't think so because Viant has only one loss. Even Rolly only has two. So right now it's not bad.
I'll just throw it out there. That's all. I'm just throwing it out.
Yeah, and that's why this fight is so important.
Very important.
See, people make it so unimportant because they just want to go and say he's gonna beat him. He's gonna beat him. Okay, even if that happens, a lot of y'all don't be knowing what y'all talking about. Cause I've listened to some of y'all on these podcasts and some of the predictions y'all making. I go, yo, if that's the case, what's the point of watching the fight? What's the point? I mean, if we just focus on making predictions and that's it, just so when the fight happens, we could all say we were right. Well, how many of y'all were right about Tank and Lamont?
Right.
How many of y'all were right about David Benavidez versus Morrell? Not saying Benavidez was going to win, but he would stop Morrell.
Right.
How many of y'all? Oh, don't worry, I'll wait.
Right.
How
And
many?
also, right. And also, brother, let's throw this out there too. How about when they fought, it reached to a draw? What y'all going to say then?
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Right.
Anything can happen. Listen, there's no doubt in my mind. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan went in there and did what he did, right? I say, oh man, you done messed up, Rolly. But if Rolly went in there and just like I said, this is boxing, man. Anybody can get hit with anything that could wake them up. It doesn't take 2 or 3 punches. It take that one punch that can either wake you up or it's gonna put your ass to sleep. Either way, it can happen. All it takes is one devastating punch to make you say, "Oh, let me
And we
let
have
me
to understand.
let me wake up because he not playing with me right now."
Right. And also, Rolly do have power.
People don't want to credit him for that because of what they seen him go through.
Right.
So,
But Rolly has power. So
and we're trying to figure out, him having that fight with Pitbull, did it mess him up? Will he be gun shy? How would he respond to that? Because now the comparisons, this is what they're gonna do. Who hits harder, Pitbull or Ryan?
right.
Hey, Tank told you he felt Rolly's punches,
Right.
huh? No matter how much crazy shit he might say, or how people, he might say some things that we go, yo, what are you talking about? But he sat there and told the public that Rolly hits hard. So when you look at it, you're gonna go, okay, who's the harder puncher? Because he hit Pitbull hit Rolly with a lot of shit where I was like, okay, he, yeah, he's gonna get him out of here. But he underestimated Pitbull.
Right.
He knows he can't underestimate Ryan because Ryan just might be just the biggest puncher as Pitbull. And I would like to see Pitbull. I know it ain't gonna happen, but maybe it will because anything's possible. But so that's how I'm looking at it. Because then the comparisons, because watch, somebody's going to do it. I guarantee you. I ain't heard nobody do it yet. But after today, when they hear this, guarantee you somebody does it. Well, who's the bigger puncher? Is it Ryan Garcia? Is it Ryan Garcia or was it Pitbull?
Right.
Because Tank clearly said he never said nothing about Ryan punching hard. He didn't get to go 2 rounds with Ryan. He made that shit look easy. I mean, he went 2 rounds with Ryan. He made it look easy. What did he do against Pitbull? With the whole 12 rounds with him.
Hmm?
But even with fighting Rolly, that ended what in 5, 6 rounds. But he still said, "I felt it."
Hmm?
So when you sit and you think about it, you go, "This fight is a little more interesting than what y'all saying, and y'all got to give a little more credit." Y'all dudes just, oh man, this person's gonna win. Y'all make the y'all be making boxing conversations boring because y'all don't take the time to use your brain. Just because you say a man's gonna win because you like him better or you see certain things that he does better in the ring than the other guy, that does not mean that other guy is going to win.
Right.
Granted, I didn't think freaking Lamar Roach had a chance against Tank. That's also because I didn't know much about the brother. But I didn't think he had a chance against no Tank. And he came in there and he boxed beautiful. He did great. Surprised the hell out of me. Now y'all gonna sit there and tell me that y'all had put y'all money on Lamar Roach the whole time? Y'all some liars. If y'all dare say that, y'all some liars. Because I've been listening. I was listening to y'all for at least 2 months before the fight was even made. Really longer than that. I think our first press conference was in December for Lamar and Tank. Yeah, I was listening to a lot of y'all then. Nobody had their money up on Lamar Roach. None of y'all. Y'all downed him for his opponents. I even didn't like it when I heard it because I thought it was another walk in the park for Tank. That includes even me. But I learned from that fight. Don't judge. I learned. Don't judge. Shut my mouth. That shut my mouth immediately. And that's what some of y'all gonna have to do. Just shut your mouth. It's all right to break down the fight, but just because you assume this person is going to win, that don't mean it's going to go that way. This is going to be great May 2nd. The card on May 2nd is going to be marvelous. And that's a perfect word to use. It is going to be marvelous, all three of these fights. Hoping Wednesday I get to looking at email and I see something great. Because this is a part of history. This is history. Okay? This is my WrestleMania. WrestleMania just took place too. This is going to be my WrestleMania right here. To be a part of this in Times Square, one of the most greatest parts of New York City, where the ball drops, where the ball's been dropping for centuries. This is amazing, man. And shout outs to the other two fights. I'm gonna probably come back too this week and talk about honorable. I talked about honorable Barbosa and Tiafimo. I want to bring up Devin Haney and Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna definitely get into that because it's gonna be this is gonna be so amazing, man. Who is going to benefit from this between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero when y'all just take the time to really think about it and not just be so quick to jump out there and say, hey, he's gonna win. I'm telling you, what this Rolly does great. Rolly does this, Rolly does that, Ryan does this person does that person does that. That's all y'all do. So you telling me y'all want to go live for 4 hours and 5 hours just to say what a person can and can't do? As if we don't watch the fights and we know what go on? I mean, we clearly watch, right? So it's not like we need to be explained who does what better. Unless you don't watch them, then you don't know, which that'd be your problem because that's why they got YouTube. If you go watch to see what a person do, nobody would have to explain to you what it is that they do, unless you just don't pay attention to them. But still, this is why YouTube exists, so y'all can go watch and see what a person do and go, you know what? That person ain't bad. That person ain't bad at all. Okay, what happened just now? That was weird. So that's another reason why y'all, when y'all ask me about fights and who you going for, I could say who, and then at the same time be like, I'm just gonna sit back as a fan. I know for this card for May 2nd, just so everybody knows, so they don't have to be sweating me about it. I'm sitting back, um, and I'm enjoying it. And hopefully I'm not sitting back at home. I'm actually hoping that I'm there live. There live. To actually see it. It feels better live. So pray to God I get up in there. I got kicked off. Oh, why did he get kicked off? Hold on, underrated. I don't know why I kicked him off. That's strange. Okay, hold on. Hold on, y'all. They kicked my brother underrated off. I don't understand why they did that. All right. All right, so okay, let me plug one more in there. All right, hold on. All right, there we go. Underrated, you can get back in. They took my man out. So yeah, May 2nd is just not a regular event. Like I said, first time in our city. Um, you know the great thing about May 2nd, you can be able to tell your kids and your grandkids about this. You know me or your grandkids about it 20, 30 years from now. You know, that's the number one thing. It's not even just about seeing the fighters. It's about being a part of history. This is history. So what if it's only 3 fights? This is history. Being a part of this event. If they never do this again or this doesn't happen, maybe it never will happen again. But to be a part of this is history. I don't know about y'all, but I'm living to be a part of history My whole life is surrounded around history and legacy. This right here is going to be a part of my legacy. And that's what a lot of y'all ain't thinking about. Y'all ain't thinking about legacy. You're thinking about limiting yourself when it comes to legacy, or it's just certain things I'm just not going to be a part of. Cool. I'm going to be a part of this. I'm going to be a part of it. It's in my backyard. I'm not worrying about nothing. It ain't no parts of Times Square I don't know about where I don't know how to get up out of there if I needed to get up out of there. I've been traveling to Times Square since I was a snot-nosed kid and still traveling through Times Square. So that's the last of my worries. You know what I mean, we don't have nothing. I wish it would if they would have took it to the Barclays Center, everybody would be like, "Yo, that would have been better." Yeah, it could have been, but when you're talking about doing something in the middle of Times Square that hasn't been done, I mean, they could have took it to the Barclay, but nah, I don't. I prefer for it to be right where it's at. Cool, Times Square. Weather hopefully is nice, you know. So got to see how that turn out. But Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia, we're gonna have to just like these other fights. I'm gonna be back here to talk about Ramirez and Devin Haney too. It's gonna be much better than what y'all assume. Steady us just make. I mean, don't listen. If Ryan goes in there and he catches Rolly in the first round or second round, I don't want nobody DMing me. Oh, what happened to your boy winning? I never said he was gonna win. You fool. That's what you fools like to do. Y'all are so childish. Want to be right all the damn time. Want to be right all the damn time. That you don't know what wrong is if it walked up and bit you in your ass. All I said is we don't have to be so quick to predict or just be like, oh man, this is gonna happen and that's it. Let's not talk about it. But then y'all want to talk about fights that's not happening or they're in talks. No, but hey, I'm just saying, make it make sense. I was waiting for my brother underrated to come back, but I don't know what happened to him. But I don't need to be up here all day. I just wanted to come and talk with y'all about it. This is gonna be a great event. I want to say shout out to all my amateurs out there that got shows coming up. That's out there doing their thing. I'm definitely going to be supporting you guys and trying to pull up as much as I can. There's a lot of shows coming up. There's a lot of stuff going on. So shout outs to all my amateurs. Shout outs to all the coaches out there in New York, New Jersey, California, Midwest, wherever. Shout outs to every single last one of y'all. And I hope May 2nd y'all are tuned in. I hope y'all are tuned into this, man. As far as for fans, I know it's not open. How they gonna stop you from watching it? I don't know, man. Some of y'all, I don't know, man. You climb the light pole or something. I don't know. There's hotels down there. Get a room in the Marriott. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. You know what I mean? Shit, if you work in the MTV building, you might be lucky to be able to look at it. I don't know exactly how they're doing it. All I know, this is going to be history. It's going to be a great event. I will be back this week to talk about, like I said, Devin Haney and Ramirez. I already spoke about Tiafimo and Arnold Barbosa. Why didn't I do it all at the same time? Because I wouldn't have had nothing to talk about. I didn't want to sit there and have to break down the fights again. I'm not going to do that. Hopefully by this time next week, I should be at the press conference or media workout or something. We'll see how that goes. Everybody enjoy the rest of their Monday. Safe travels if you're coming back from your Easter vacation. Plane, bus, train, however you got the way you was going. Safe travels. I'll be back in the morning for the morning chop ups, and I'll be back all this week. Don't think I went anywhere because I'm still here, and I still love my people. Y'all all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.